Hello there everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes roster review. So we've got Numpty here of Elevated Terrain. Quite an interesting front screen, shall we call it? So let's just go in a bit more detail. So let's show you what Numpty's got. So first of all, 7.68 million GP, 151 Zetas, 8 Omicrons in total, 95 total relics, 65 of which are relic 5 plus. We've got 25 gear 12 units, 493 6-dot mods, which I've got to admit this is where it's getting more and more impressive, 213 15 plus speed mods, 91 plus 20 speed mods, and 30 plus 25 speed mods. So, Numpty, I'm going to be honest with you. If you could hit me up and tell me how you got those speed mods, I would be very glad to hear about it. Because I don't think I'm anywhere near that. I've got, I think, 18 on my main, and, well, 25s anyway. 18 on my main, 12 on my alt, and I think even the big account I'm looking after has only got 17 25 pluses. So, yeah, you're doing well. You're doing well. And that's not even looking at the GLs. You've got Jedi Master Kenobi, Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, and Sith Eternal Emperor. So I assume during the rest of this roster review, we're going to discover whether you have got Lord Vader, Rey, or Supreme Leader Kylo in your sights. So let's bring you back up. Let's see how you're getting on. So I am going to go a little bit more straightforward this time. I've been doing some fancy stuff of late as far as actually just trying to make this a bit more exciting. But we're just going to blast through this a little bit. One, because I'm a little short on recording time, but also because, yeah, it can get a bit convoluted in editing. So let's just try and make this as simple as we can. So General Skywalker, let's have a start here. Okay, so you've got offense, set, and health. Let's have a look at the stats. 131 protection, 269 speed, and we scroll down just shy of 9k offense. That's pretty good, that I'd say. Yeah, to be fair, I can't really comment much more. Very nice protection amount. Relic 8 obviously would bump that up a little bit more if you're going for Lord Vader. But yeah, I would say that's very nice, especially, again, look, Relic 8, that would go up to about 9k, maybe even push 10. So, yeah, very tempting, that, I would say. All right, let's move on. What's your next one? Let's have a look at 5s. Okay, so you go on defense stats here. Let's have a look at the stats overall. 124k protection, 207 speed. Okay, not a lot of damage. Let's just check your secondaries. I can see the armour there. You've got a lot of armour. You've got protection, speed, health, crit chance, protection. Okay, so that's 3 I'd want. We've got protection, health, speed, health, defense. Yeah, very nice. That would be very nice to roll as well, because I'd actually say all 4 of them secondaries, if they rolled, it wouldn't be bad. I mean, I know you could argue you don't want defense to roll, but that's already had 3. So in theory, those ones wouldn't be too bad. We've got protection, crit chance, offense, protection, and speed. 3 out of 4 there would be good for rolling. I'm chuckling to myself because I'm still in awe of them speed mods, and I'm thinking, you don't need to take my advice on mods, but that's what we're doing here. Yeah, so we've got protection, offense percentage, speed, tenacity, defense. So I'd say out of them, 2 are good rolls, speed and offense. The defense, that is a gamble. That's only, well, it hasn't had a roll yet, so chances are that would roll. So you might get the speed higher, because don't forget, speed isn't bad for 5s with the sacrifice, but the offense as well you get with the sacrifice, so it is worth gambling on the roll, but I wouldn't say you need to, because if you get either of them, you're not getting the benefit. Okay, so you do all your rolls here. You've got 4 on tenacity, 4 on speed, and 3 on defense, so I'd say you did as well as you could there. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't have rolled that as you did. Because for me, those are the only 2 that would have impacted its speed and health, and it wasn't even health percentage. So yeah, for me, I wouldn't have rolled that. But again, maybe you were going for more tenacity. I mean, quick check, what is the tenacity here? Not a lot. So yeah, maybe that was just bad rolls. But me personally, I'd have rolled that over the diamond. Again, maybe it was a different character who had it. Could have been Bosk or something. So yeah, got speed, health, very high defense again, and protection. So what I would say based on your mods on 5s, you've certainly got a lot of defense in there, which is good for him. More so if he's taunting because of how this works with Echo and Domino Squad. But just in general, I would say it's interesting modding. I only point out the defense because when you think about it with tactical awareness, he shares health, protection, speed, and offense. So if defense was in there as well, it would be well worth it. But I also think it would make the 5 at first a bit broken. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame. All right, we're skipping Snips. I very rarely look at Snips. Let's have a look at Rex. We've got 304 speed. Right, that's the golden number. I mean, supposedly you can look at crit chance, but I never really pay much note to that. I mean, is it the idea that if he crits someone, he does something? I don't even think there is that, is there? Maybe I've got, is it that in my head? Whenever an ally, no, that's whenever they're hit. Maybe I've got something from the cam mission in my head with crit chance. It could even be another tune. I'm recording this at 3 minutes past 11 at night, so maybe I'm just feeling drowsy. Okay, so Echo, I like a slow Echo, so that's pretty nice. And damage, if I'm right, we're looking at special, 9,400. I think that's a bit unfortunate you're only at Relic 5. I think if you'd gone to 7, that would be a very nice number. So maybe one day take that to 7 just to get the full benefit out of the special offense. But Relic 5, I would say 9,000's looking good. And then finally Arc, similar story I suspect there. Let's just check. 277 speed and 9,000 damage. That's actually pretty solid. I know you can get 10k, but that's usually with, again, Relic 7. So 9k without that is doing well. 3,000 from mods as well, so very good that. 2% there. Ooh, imagine if you roll that. Ooh, that could then become good if you got that with the offense priming and there. Ooh. What have you got on the other mods? 3% offense plus offense there. Ooh, and imagine again if you roll that. I mean, take that to 6E, it's probably going to go to about 2%. Maybe, if not 2%, it's going to go into the 1s at least. So then you got the flat offense. All right, this quite interesting. That I would say those 3 mods, they could definitely be contenders to go to 6E, as far as, you know, they will do Arc some good. Okay, we're going to move on. Bad Batch, any progress here? Not a lot. I would say a bit like you have done, pop some Zetas on. It looks like you gave Omega a Zeta out of giggles. I mean, that would be a fun explanation, I guess. But yeah, I've said it before on my streams. Bad Batch are like the lowest Zeta investment you can afford, as far as give them all the Zetas. They are greedy in that sense, but you don't need to gear them straight away and they'll do stuff. Maybe less at 7.6 million, but how I look at it, if you can get your Echo pretty fast, then they could potentially take down Qui-Gon Jinns in either 3v3 or 5v5. And for me, that is a big incentive to gear them up. I mean, as well as that, you might face some really shoddy teams like First Order. Well, First Order before anyway. So they're definitely worth a bit of investment with the Zetas. All right, Bounty Hunters. Based on this, I'm going to say you have got Executor. Oh yeah, I think we saw it on the front screen. Keep up, Josh, keep up. Alright, I'm going to sort by speed just to speed this up a little bit, so here we go. Alright, I did see a boss speed earlier on when I was just doing the stat pull. And I did like that, 328 speed on boss, that is very nice. Plus you've got a lot of protection. And tenacity, so that is very well modded. I like that. Plus, what I will say, you've managed to keep your sets without speed. So to get that amount of speed without a speed set is very good. Again, I'd like to know how you're getting your mods, because you've done really well. The one thing I would point out, if you're doing 5v5 where you have Aura lead, have you got Aura? You've got her at 4-star, then Bosk may need jigging a little. Just for the fact that I find personally, if you're going to run him outside the lead spot, health is more important than protection. Just simply because with his unique he gains defense and max health, but he doesn't gain the benefits of max protection that he gains via the lead. So this is all a question of how you're using Bossk. If it's a defense toon, great. He doesn't need changing if you're going to use him on defense as a leader. But if he's going to be on offense to counter, say, Darth Revens, or maybe do JMK Cat Snipes, then yeah, you may need to tweak things a little bit. Let's have a look at Django. 311 speed, that is a very fast Django, and you've done it with crit damage sets. I'm loving these, I'm absolutely loving them. And damage. Whew. Okay. Yeah. Oh, hang on. 7% offense. Oh, wait. Oh, God, you're going to make me jealous. Oh. 8.5% offense. So I'm going to critique that a little bit. And I say I make exceptions for Slacker, but in general, crit damage mods, crit damage primary. Offense mods, offense primary. That's the only reason I'm saying it. Personally, I think if you're going mod for crit damage, double down on it. So that's the one thing I will say. Yes, offense is okay if you haven't got crit damage primary spare, but I still think, yeah, just try and make sure you're getting you as big a number for crit damage as you can get. I mean, I must say 311, that is one bad boy of a speed set. And well, it's not even a speed set, it's speed secondaries. Wow. Okay, Zamacron. What's this, 350? 307, okay. I shouldn't be glib. Honestly, it's jealousy coming out here. 307, so yeah, that is very good still. I mean, I think I've got mine 320, but I've really tried to line mine up. What I will say, just looking at this though, Grief's up next. How far behind is he? 288. Okay, you could do a speed and Grief up. If you've got a Bossk, I mean, again, I've got perfect turn order in my head. 328 speed on Bossk. Perfect turn order would imply that Grief was next at 327. So really, you do need better speed mods on Grief. It's just that simple thing. Bossk goes, he pops his taunt, next turn, Grief goes, brings them in cold, then Bossk goes again and does his Predator Instincts, is the stun move called. So yeah, is it Predator Instincts? Hunting Party, that's it. Predator Instincts is the taunt. So yeah, you basically want Bossk, Grief, Bossk, and how this turn order goes, I would say it's Bossk, Zam, Grief, Bossk. Well, technically it'd be Bossk, Zam, Bossk, Grief, Bossk. Which isn't bad in a way, because it does mean that there are more turns before the Mandalorian would get to use his Disintegrate. But still, Grief is better, because even if Zam's following up Grief, yeah, it's still giving Mando time to take a turn. So that would be my little nitpick here. Boba, crit damage set, how fast? 284, very well done. I just don't get luck with crit damage. Again, I'm talking about myself here, but yeah, I just don't get the luck you seem to be getting with crit damage mods. I mean, you've got some very fast mods. 19, 20, 15 with crit damage, that's very nice. 17 and 14. Yeah, fantastic. I mean, you've even got the potency at 100% without a potent... Oh, sorry, I've got a potency set, so that's helped. But yeah, full of praise again. Full of praise. I mean, I can't really add much more. I can't. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I don't think these lot need as much attention, but yeah, very well done. Very well done. Alright, we'll skip droids. If I need to, I'll come back to one of them. Alright, so we've got Gideon as the fastest. How fast have you got him? 342. Alright, that's good. I know you can get better, but it depends what your use case is for him. You've got 319 on Piet. Okay, so Imperial Trooper counter, my knowledge is that you ideally want 330 to 335 speed on Piet. This is if you're not using Gideon. So I'm just going to check how this looks. You've got Stark. Let's just go to Imperial Troopers a sec, it'll be easier for me to check them. Yeah, you've got a full Imperial Trooper team, although saying that, you are missing range. So yeah, you're probably alright having Gideon going first there. So Gideon's what, 342 did we say? I'm going back to Empire because I don't want to lose my place there, but 342 was it? Yeah, so that's 362 under Gavir's lead. So that pretty much guarantees that you're going to go ahead of a standard Sith Empire team. If you got Talon in there, anything 342 with Revan would be too quick. But yeah, I'm just looking and I'm thinking that could work. It's a little bit awkward because Range's purpose in the team really is to keep the turn meter flowing as much as anything. Well, I'll say turn meter. It's more to get the attacks out of turn when I think about it. So maybe there's a bit of a risk there, but Gideon will still do stuff. You obviously can't use his control the situation special with troopers, but with versus Darth Revan and Sith Empire. But yeah, you know, I'm saying all this, and Malgus is going to come out soon. I bet a pound to a penny they've designed Malgus to block Imperial Trooper counters. All right, I'm moving on. Let's have a look at Thrawn. I will go back to Stark as well, just to give him a courtesy look. 298, I like that. And so just pushing 300 seems a good speed for Thrawn right now. And 305 for Stark, yeah. You've got your troopers pretty well sped up. What's Vader at? 280 again with the crit damage mods. Man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm jealous, but I'm loving it. I'm allowed to say I'm jealous. It is my channel. I'm going to bring out that big green monster. I can see giving your Inquisitors some attention. That's nice to see. I mean, how I view it, the Inquisitors might seem underwhelming. I'm not going to tell anyone they're not, but I look and I think it's nice to see that you're not ignoring them either, because I think with a lot of things in the game, if something will come out originally, it will be underwhelming, but then it'll find a home or a purpose. You know, they aren't going to bring out 5 characters and say, right, they're going to be absolutely dog trash forever, build them up, because you need to build them up for galactic challenges. You know, there will be a reason they're good, so yeah, like I say, just keep at it. Ewoks. Okay, you got your army on Chirper. I'm looking here and your turn order's a bit out. You need Paplu, instead of being down here on the bottom shelf, you need him right up there leading the line with speed. So you've got your speed mods, we know that. So try and get him at round 230. I'm just going to bring a calculator on the screen a second. Just bear with me. Here we go. So 230. And if we times that by 1.25, I'm going to try and avoid typing. There we go. That takes him up to 280. Oh, actually, let's start again, because I was just doing what he is normally. That'd be 287, but he gains plus 30 from Chirpa's army. So 260, then times it by 1.25, i.e. he starts the battle without taunt, therefore he's gaining speed. He starts the battle at 325. That means essentially you've got to bring in a very quick tune to outspeed him. So it's why I've got mine crazy fast. I've got mine about 270, because if I just clarify it again, 270 plus 30, then times that by 1.25, we're getting into 375. Again, you need a crazy fast tune to outspeed my Paplu. So I look at it and I think I advise everyone to do it for the same purpose. Paplu goes first. It means you can control the battle using him, and Galvanize, you can give turn meter to a fallow Ewok, which is usually low grey. Low grey takes a turn and shuts the opposition down. Now, I say all this as someone who uses Ewoks on offense in 5v5. Yeah, if you use them on defense, I would still make Paplu fast, but from there on, it's the AI's call. So, yeah, it's easy me saying, oh yeah, do this, but if you're going pro on defense, I would still say make Paplu fast. You know, you can afford to have fast tanks, so this is definitely a case for it. All right, first order. We've got Officer. You've taken him to R5. Oh, sorry, he is at R5. I'll be honest, I got it in my head. You got Echelon at 7 then. 263 speed. All right, pretty solid. Because I know you haven't got SLKR. Is there a chance you're working on him with these gear levels? I would say that's a big possibility. Ooh, that is actually interesting to see as well. Ooh. No specific stats or anything, but still quite cool. Okay, let me know what you're doing with these, because I'm assuming right now this is a team of 5. Yeah, very interesting. We move on. Let's check your Galactic Republic. So, yeah, hello there. Hello there. How fast? 578. My giddy aunt. You know, I was actually curious the other day because I was watching someone. Oh, it was Swerve or I can't remember his other name. Strange from Hot Your Teals, and he was talking about a 600 speed Jedi Master Kenobi in one of his videos, hypothetically, and I thought, is there one out there? And no, apparently the only tunes that are over 600 are Rays. I think that's what I saw anyway. So yeah, with that in mind, 193 from mods, 578 total, that is a very fast JMK, so well done. How fast is your cat? Let's see, you've got 337. Again, very good, very, very good. I mean, you could get faster. I think 360 is the high goal for it. And considering some of the speeds you've gone for, I wouldn't say you don't go for that. But I can see you've also gone for health modding. So my view is you're trying to prevent JML counters. I think it's JML anyway. So yeah, with that in mind, I respect it. I think, okay, you try and block one counter, but the thing is, at 337, you're making the bounty hunter snipe more susceptible. So if you can keep that health and roll speed, you're onto a winner. Trouble is, you've got 25 there, 24 there, 23 there, and you've only got one roll left there, which could give you the speed. But, you know, that isn't going to make or break the build we're trying to adapt. So, yeah, you've got a challenge on your hands here. Can you keep the health up whilst also speeding her up so she's not susceptible to the bounty hunters? And so let me know how you go, because she's a fun toon, cat. Shaq, how fast? 305. I like it. I'm looking at primaries here. You've got speed, health. Yeah, they're obviously not cam mission mods, but you've got the right build for it. Okay, granted you could have crit avoidance on the hour and the cam mission, but yeah, I was just thinking out loud then. Alright, we've looked at Rex. Why am I clicking on him again? Padders, how's she looking? 288 speed, 83k health. This is Relic 5. I say that's very good. If you're using a JMK in 5v5, 300 plus would be nicer. But saying that, 288 isn't too far off, so I am not going to nitpick there. Okay, let's have a look at your JKA. I've got slightly good expectations despite the fact that we're sorting by speed. Okay, 264. So what I will say, 264 plus 30 from Qui-Gon Jinn plus 30 from Ki-Adi-Mundi, that is 324. So it's still pretty quick there. But imagine if you could get Anakin up to 290 via mods. You know, then looking through 74, and that is a nasty Anakin to take down then. So you've got 14 there, you could roll that. You've got 15 there, you could roll that. Obviously you can't do anything there, you've got 20. 24 there, all rolled. 18 there with one left. And I would leave that, I wouldn't roll it. I mean, yeah. You've got the offense primary, that's good, but even if you took to 6E to get to 10, you're not going to get a lot there. Alright, so as far as speeds, I think we're all done in this section. Well done on your 6-star cam. I'm going to say I did notice that, that's why I brought up cam before. Mace as well, obviously, will do good in 3v3 for Qui-Gon Jinn's team. I'm curious what you're thinking of the triple Zeta build, because I'm enjoying it when I'm using it, but yeah, I feel like Mace got a bit of stick myself, but I'm liking him. I just wish I used him more on offense because I tend to throw him on defense. All right, GBA, how's he looking? 240. All right, could be a little quicker. Crit chance is a little low, but you have got high protection, so it all makes sense. The reason I look at the crit chance is just for that. It's a secondary buff dispel. And when I'm thinking of speed, it's just essentially so he's got more turns. Go figure. But yeah, just in general, GBA will do stuff here. I always think GOs are probably the dummies faction. You cannot mod them wrong, really. I mean, even if they're slow, and I mean like, say they've got no speed in the secondaries because someone didn't realise you had to do that, I think they could still trip people up just based on the fact that someone could go in and think, oh, we'll undersize this, and yeah, as soon as they get going, they rip you apart. Alright, so we've already looked at your troopers, so we're going to skip on there. Let's go to Jawas. Okay, that's actually reasonable. We've got gear 10, 9, 9, 9, 9. So you've got pretty reasonable Jawas there. I mean, I wish I got Jawas like that. They'd do some odds and ends for me, I imagine. So yeah, you go and relic them one day. I am waiting for relic Jawas again. All right. Come on, those of you who are listening in and you've been listening to all these, tell me you aren't waiting for relic Jawas. All right. You know, the worst bit is if I see relic Jawas, I'm going to have to talk about them, and I don't know a single thing about Jawas. I'm just going to have to look at them in all. All right, so this is relic 7. You got 527 speed, 103 protection. Okay, now what I will say, that will be very nasty to face at R9. But I still believe you want him pretty quick. I think JML here would suffer a little bit. Because you've got loads of protection, I think that's great. And arguably this is a good mod to try and roll. I mean, 2 rolls of, say, 5, you could get up to 23. Well, yeah, 23. But yeah, it's a bit of a risk. Because, yeah, 527... If you just take your Jedi Master Kenobi, for instance, that was 570-ish. That is a lot of speed difference between Kenobi and Luke. And on paper, I get the idea that it's, oh, they're both GLs, they both take a turn first. But just imagine it gets down to a 1v1. Kenobi and your Kenobi would be taking more turns in the end than your Luke, really. And when you think your Kenobi's got healing immunity, you would whittle him down. It doesn't matter how much damage Jedi Master Luke would put out an ultimate. If he's on his own, he will struggle. I mean, he'd struggle anyway on his own, but I just think give him more speed to make sure he's actually taking more turns. So if I were you, you're going to lose protection, obviously. It's just the way this turns out. But I would still sacrifice it. I would try and get the speed primary, just gain that extra 17. Well, it's 17 you're losing just based on not having the plus 30 default. There's obviously the 19 from if it was 6E as well. But yeah, it's a lot. It might not seem a lot, but it really is when you add it up. I mean, that would take you up to 546. 546 pretty reasonable. Yeah, whereas 527, it's just a bit on the low end. So, yeah, I mean, I would say as well, I would try and add a bit of potency in there as well. I think Luke is very important for control. So if Efflux isn't landing, you're going to have issues. So, yeah, if you can get a potency cross on there, that'd be helpful. But again, you're losing protection. So, yeah, it's a balancing act. What I will say, right, when you do a battle with Luke, jot down what his true damage score is, because it's going to be the same number that pops out every time. Have a look at what that is, and then just try remodding and putting speed on the arrow, maybe put potency on the cross, and then check the true damage then. Just see the difference and say to yourself, is it that big a difference that I have to leave those mods on? I personally don't think it would be that big a difference. But if you look at it and you say, you know what, I'm losing a lot of damage if I take the protection primaries off, then yeah, by all means, keep them on. But Me personally, I would just try and switch back to speed and potency. I mean, I've got crit damage here as well for the record, but that's more personal preference. I know some people would go for a protection primary. All right, we're moving on. Let's have a look. How's Hodor looking? 342, very nice, very, very nice. Not much more I can add there. How's your Revan? 331, very nice as well. I'm gonna say these speed mods, they're very tasty. We've already looked at Shaq. We've already looked at most of these, in fact. So what I will say, I think we're done almost. Let's just have a look at these two. 204 and 12. I like that. I think there's a nice balance of speed and offense there. So yeah, I'm happy with that. And if we just go to Jolie. We've got 81 health, no tenacity. All right. You've got the crit avoidance arrow. That's good. I would say a tenacity primary, health percentage secondary, and then health flat secondary. You got health there. That's good. Try and get health secondaries. And yeah, same there. Maybe Jolie's just one you've neglected. You haven't put specific mods on. I'll be honest, I'm still advising tenacity. I know that people go, oh, here he goes again, but I have tweaked it a little. I've started putting health sets into the mix. So I might even go all health sets and just make sure I have the tenacity cross. But I feel it is important to try and get that tenacity as high as possible. So he gains 100 from, I believe it's Don't Interrupt Me. There we go. And he gains crit avoidance equal to half his tenacity. So I think to myself, if he's gaining 100 by his unique, if we can give him 100 at least via mods, that means he's got 200, so he gains 100% crit avoidance. Now, yeah, it might be a case of, well, 100% crit avoidance, it doesn't always mean he's going to avoid a crit if someone's got crit chance that gets over the crit avoidance. But I like it. It just makes him tanky. It makes him hard to kill, especially when you've got the crit avoidance arrow, which you have got. So 35 with 6. With. Oh, what is that? 5C? Yeah, 5C. So yeah, if you take 5C to 6E, then yeah, you're going to get 35. It stacks up very quickly. So that's the way I'm looking at it. I think don't sleep on it. All right, we are going to move along. Mandalorians. You have got Maul. Congratulations. You've got the makings of a BAM team. Not a BAM team, a good Maul team. I don't know why I said BAM. I know he's there, but I don't know why. So you've gone for offense and health. 74k health, 286 speed. Ooh, 10,000 damage. Okay, R7 as well. That looks very nice to me. I'm guessing the armourer is a current farm, or at least something that you're looking at based on the fact Gear 11 and 2 mods missing. Bo-Katan you got for JMK, have you done anything with her? 263 speed, 84 potency. I like that. I think, me personally, I'd go for a potency set, so you've got defense there as well. I'd try and get potency primary. You got 2 health sets as well. Crit damage isn't bad. Me personally, I wouldn't go for crit damage, but I don't think it's bad. I'd go for offense. But yeah, you've got speed, offense, potency. I like that. I'll be honest, I was just looking at a random mod there. Candy. Yeah, I won't get Candy to relic. I think he's a cool little relic. I would avoid speed sets. I get the idea that speed is kind of good for him as far as he takes more turns. But Candy's got a lot of TM in his kit. Here we go. Whenever an enemy with a damage over time effect is damaged by an attack, Canderous gains 8% turn meter. So he is going to gain a lot of turn meter if dots are flying around, which they tend to when he's attacking. So yeah, what I would say, yeah, you don't really need to make him fast. You don't need speed sets. I'd go either offense or crit damage, maybe with a bit of potency, just to make sure that any of his dots land. Because yeah, if I'm right, does he land dots with every ability? yeah, whenever he deals damage to an enemy, inflicts the damage over time effect for 2 turns. So yeah, maybe just make sure he's got potency so he's landing his dots. But yeah, we'll come back to Ban when we look at Scoundrels. So let's just move along for now. Night Sisters. Okay, we got Rallet 4 Daka. Sorry, Rallet 5 Daka. I don't know where I was looking then. 118 health, and let's see. No crit avoidance. Alright. So you got 2 health secondaries there, that's good. Got the health primary. Health and speed. Health, speed, health. You've got health, health, speed. You've got health, speed. Defense isn't bad. Not to nasty. I actually think that's a very good Daka mod. And then here we've got speed, health, bit of tenacity. Okay. So, what I would say, crit avoidance is nice up here. If you're looking to a mastery, she's got crit avoidance in it, so it's not bad to feed that to her. Even at Rallet 5, I feel though that your health pool for her could be a little higher. Maybe about 130. So you're not a million miles away, but I think it's just something that you probably need to roll some mods to get to. Maybe even taking these, because when you think you got 5.88 instead of 16, just roll those to 6E. You're probably going to get close to the 130. So, yeah, I would say that that's a good set. Maybe just change the arrow. But, yeah, Daka's looking good. Let's have a look at your spirit. Crit damage is at 263 speed. With that in mind, spirit could be a little bit quicker. Again, I'm being nitpicky because I know you've got good speeds. But a fast spirit can be very annoying, especially with the crit damage set, so one to keep an eye on. How is your zombie as well? Rally 5, 238 speed, 87k health. How I view zombie, and I know a few Night Sister zombie experts, so they may want to contradict me if I'm talking utter tosh, but I would build her to be fast, just for the simple fact that if she's taking turns, I mean, I discovered this in my stream yesterday. While Night Sister ally is active, the first 2 times... Oh, no, sorry, it isn't this, but it's this next bit. Or is it Undying Sacrifice? Where is it? Here we go. While a Night Sister ally is active, the first 2 times another... I'm trying to find the bit here. When Night Sister Zombie is defeated by this effect, she loses all protection, dispels all negative speed effect. Okay, I think we are at it. I'm just losing it. Maybe it is Endless Sword. Let me just try and find it. Here we go. That was it. If Night Sister Zombie survived damage from an enemy attack since her last turn, she gains 50 speed stacking at the start of her turn. When Night Sister Zombie is defeated, she loses 50 speed stacking. So, the way I look at it is, the slower your zombie is, the more chance she's going to go into negative stacks of Endless Horde. Just for the simple reason, she's not taking turns. So the faster she is, the more likely it is she's going to take a turn and she won't have taken damage. So yeah, that'd be what I would be saying. Because when you think it's surviving damage as well, so you do want it to be tanky. So I completely respect the health build. But think, if she is fast, she's going to be taking turns as well, which means that she's going to have survived damage and therefore she'll be gaining speed. So I will repeat it, I would make sure you get as much speed in it as you can. I respect you've got so much speed, you know, even though you've got more than I've got, you've only got a limited amount of speed. But still, don't neglect it if you can. Just a little bit of advice there. Okay, we are going to move on. I've been recording nearly 40 minutes, so I do want to just try and make sure I touch on everything. You put a little bit into Sortie. Alright, nice to see. Rebels. Okay, so you got Princess Leia Nominom and Atbar Nominom. Very nice. I want to see how they get on other people's accounts, because I haven't really used them much on offense. I've used them a bit, but yeah, I'm curious how other people are finding them. I mean, I'm just looking here. There's nothing that's standing out as thinking, oh, you haven't got this, you haven't got that. I mean, maybe Cara. Maybe Cara could have been built up a bit more now. Oh, Stormtrooper on at gear 11. That one would be nice to take to 12 or 13. He's a fun character, even though he's one of the starter tunes. He's still got some use in him. But yeah, let's just have a look at your key tunes here. So CLS, how's he looking? Okay, you've got crit damage there. I'm going to repeat what I said before. Offense on offense, crit damage on crit damage. I know you've got your cases where you can't do it, but again, nitpicking mode, if you can get offense, it's better. So yeah, and then tenacity. So what's the total? We've got 85. That's pretty good, that. I mean, I'm just going to bring the calculator back on just for argument's sake. 85.2 times 0.4. That's 34. So that means 3PO and Chewie will be stealing 34% tenacity off CLS. So that's pretty good, that. Let's go to Chewbacca. You've got 100% tenacity, so that means that 17% tenacity will be going to Chewbacca. So not shabby, but it could be a little bit better, arguably. Maybe you could put an actual tenacity set on him instead of offense. Yeah, you got your tenacity primer. You could do a roll in that. Okay, I wouldn't say it's bad. I've done offense tenacity myself. I know there's a popular way of going now, which is full tenacity sets, but I feel like that is a little bit overkill on Chewbacca. Let's have a look at 3PO and Chewie. Offense and potency. A bit slow. I've got to say, this is the first tune I've said that about. A bit slow, and yeah, it's a bit slow. But yeah, I've got a lot of offense, so it balances out. Yeah, me personally, I'd like it a little bit quicker and a little bit less hitting hard for damage, but again, I've not really got to those dizzying heights myself, so maybe it's worth it, but I wouldn't stick my neck on the line and say it is. I think 3PO and Chewie does like a bit of speed, if anything, so that you can get these specials out more often. So yeah, I wouldn't say go for a speed set, I'd just say try and get higher speed. I mean, certainly he doesn't need an offense primary. It's speed primary all the way. Yeah, you got 9 there, 9 there. Nothing there. I get the feeling you've put junk on 3PO and Chewie. I'm going to be honest. If you've deliberately modded him this way, I'm surprised. You still want tenacity on 3PO and Chewie. You don't want a potency primary. Doesn't need it. So yeah, tenacity primary. And speed offense. That's reasonable. I'd still prefer some tenacity in the set, or in the actual mod as total. But yeah, it's still a good mod, that. But yeah, me personally, I'd make sure you got a tenacity primary, preferably a tenacity set in there. If not, I won't go 3. I don't think he needs 3, but at least 1 tenacity set and then the offense set, and try and get speed in the mix as well. Okay. Out of curiosity, how fast is your app bar? 242. All right, so he gains 25 from that, doesn't he? So that's pretty reasonable, 267. So I won't outspeed anything massive, but it will still give people a little question mark, I'd have thought. Leia, 276, so that's 301. That's pretty fast for Leia. Well done. I'm assuming you use them together anyway. How about Mon? How's she looking? Ooh, mixed sets. 239. Very nice. You've got a nice Mon there. I say it simply, I've been trying my hardest to get her over 230 and I just can't spare mods for her. She keeps ending around 215 to 220, so I would love something that fast, preferably faster. I mean, 250 would be golden times, but unfortunately I think 239 is the most I can dream of right now, and even that is out of reach, so well done. I say I do like Mon. Alright, let's move on from the Rebels. Let's go to the Resistance. Not a lot to say here. I mean, I think what you did is what I didn't do. When I went for JML, I went for Ray Jedi training, obviously, but I took a pause and I said, right, I want JML, but I'm going to build the faction a little. So I got BB to Rallic and I got Finn to Rallic. I think what you did is what I didn't, which is you just left it. And I kind of respect that to a degree. They're not... when you're going for a GL and you're told just go for... You need Ray Jedi training, it's tempting to just skip her. But yeah, I'm at this point now where I'm trying to spare gear for these two because they're very important at Hero Bros. So I think you're going to get to that point like myself where you're thinking, I need to give them some attention. Then you got Finn at gear 12 down here. I will say that you've got Finn as well, so you give him a little bit of love. It's a little less than what I've got, but maybe I'll take back what I said. You did give him some attention. Sorry, it's because I've sorted by speed and Finn's a naturally slow character. But yeah, I don't know if you're feeling the same way though. These two just need gear. I mean, they can not only help the team punch up, but even in 3v3 this last week, I've used these two under Finn lead and they're very good, even at gear 8 or 9. So, like I say, maybe just worth investing some time there. Let's go to your scoundrels. So we've looked at most of these. How's your Newt looking, by the way? 303, that's very, very fast. Well done. I mean, again, I'm in awe. Well, very, very good speeds here. Nest, how's she looking? Ooh, 288. Wow, that is a quick Nest. With 152 tenacity, that is very quick and tenacious. What I was going to say to you is, Nest at the moment, the vogue is to make them slow and tenacious so that if they get 2 meter trapped, they aren't going to take a turn. Because I think yours would be too quick. Say someone gambled, took in a CLS, and they couldn't time the kill shot right. I think yours would potentially take a turn, and that way they'd be able to get another shot at the kill. So, yeah, me personally, I'm looking here and I'm thinking maybe it's worth just nicking a few of those tenacity mods, giving them to Chewbacca or to 3PO and Chewie or even CLS himself, and just giving something a little bit slower to Nest. Still keep it tenacious, but maybe just lower a speed a touch. Quill, how's Quill looking at gear 12? 274, that's pretty good. I think if you got the 20 from the... Well, I'm assuming you've got gear 12 pieces hanging around. That'd be 294, so it could be quicker if it went to Rallic, but I'd say it's still looking alright. Alright, no dash. Okay, I think we are okay to move on here. Oh, hang on, they did neglect your BAM, so let's have a look at that. Rallic 7, 184 speed, 9,952 damage. The damage there is nice. I'm going to take a stab in the dark, though it's modded this way more for Razor Crest than for Beskar Mando. CG, when are you going to do ship mods? Honestly, we need them. Just so that we don't have to pull in mod characters, just to make sure that their ship works well. Alright. We'll look at these two. Maybe even a quick glance at Dooku. So, quick check. 296, nearly 100k health. Good. B1, what have we got? Offense and Tenacity. Tenacity is a different set. 286 and 8,678. I like it. Very good stats, that. Personally, I prefer potency set. I don't think you've got... Have you got potency there? You've gone for offense, right? If you got a potency set hanging around that's got similar stats, I would swap them. But honestly, 22 speed and 26, you could probably... If you got a similar speed mod with a potency set, or mod set maybe, but... you got offense there as well, so you'd need essentially a potency mod with speed, offense, and potency, preferably to make that worth the change. So yeah, not to mention as well, you roll these two, you're probably going to go over 12k offense, aren't you? Sorry, not 12, 10k offense. Oh, no, not 10, maybe 9. 9k. I'd say that's worth it. The speed's good as well, but yeah, it just goes against my preference there. Dooku, how fast? 274, 141 potency. Very nice. It's actually surprising when you look there how potent Dooku is without mods. So you could argue maybe he needs tenacity at this point. Put the tenacity on him just so that he's not getting debuffed and prevented from doing his thing. But yeah, potency still works for him. And just looking at these lot, I don't think there's anyone else that screams out, oh, look at, oh, what am I talking about? We've got Grievous here. We've got the big boy. How's he looking? 159 at Relic 7. Very well done. Although you are missing the crit damage primary, so points down for that. Yeah, crit damage primary R7, it just means you go and get the most bang for your buck. So what I would say, you lose this health primary, I bet you could still get 150k. So yeah, I would not try and jump for the highest health, i.e. 160, which I think you've been doing, and I'd just settle for getting close to 150 plus the crit damage. Not to mention, if you can get speed as well, it does make a good anti-CLS team. So that's a challenge for you. Can you get him to maybe 220, 230 speed and 150 health and a crit damage triangle? A nice little challenge for you. And then what one I want to look at here is B2. Crit avoidance. Tenacity I wouldn't disagree with. Protection. Yeah, I like your stats. Okay, Sith. So, Sith Eternal Emperor. 195 health, that's pretty healthy. I'm going to say 200k I'd say is a good target based on what I'm seeing, but yeah, you're only 5k off. Alright, health. Not much more to add there. DR, how fast? 344. Alright, we're doing good there. I will bring this up. I've seen a modding strategy that looks quite bonkers, but I kind of understand what they're thinking about. It's the idea that you essentially mod Darth Revan and Darth Malak to be slow and tanky. So when I say slow and tanky, I'm talking about putting health mods onto Revan, or health primaries. And essentially the whole idea is that Bastila Shan Fallen goes first in the turn order, but she is still reasonably slow as well. And I think the whole idea is that it's to counter Imperial troopers. I'm not ballsy enough to try it, I'll be honest, but I like the idea as far as a modding strategy to counter something, because the whole point of it would be that if you mod your toons up for health, then you're making it harder for low ball Imperial troops to punch through them before Revan takes a turn and nukes them. There's something in there. I think it'd be very hard to pull off. I think you'd need very good mods, but there is something in there that I'm like, you know what, if I could do it, I'd like to try it just to see if people did trip. But yeah, I'm not sure it's worth it. Okay, so you got 290 on BSF, and where is your Malak? Malak's all the way back here. Okay, 243. Alright, so I've said this a few times. If you're using Darth Malak on his own, which you might be doing right now with 3v3 being active, then you do not need all of that tenacity. 201%, I would say most times anyway, is overkill. But if you've done for 3v3, I'd say fair enough. You're trying your solos. You don't want him getting debuff, so it makes sense. But if we're talking about 5v5 coming up, yeah, just get rid of the tenacity. You want speed and you want protection. So, yeah, it's like I said, there's two categories here. 3v3, I would actually say it's a very interesting build. I'm not going to say it's perfect, because I still think that the tenacity is overkill and you can maybe have a bit more speed still. But I would say it's good. But if we're going for 5v5, you ideally want Malak to be just behind Darth Revan. And the trouble is, your Darth Revan's a fast boy, so you would need fast tank mods. So in lieu of that, you would probably need to, at the very least, make sure that Malak takes a turn before BSF. So you've got 54 speed to bridge a gap. So if you could get Malak around the 310 mark, that would be a good place for him. It's the old point that when Malak takes his turn first, he will use Torture, which will apply Shock. Shock, then, I'm trying to remember the ability move, sorry. It's this one, he taunts whenever an enemy is inflicted with Shock. So, yeah, it essentially creates a pre-taunt. So, yeah, that's how I'm looking at it. I'm thinking, when 5v5 comes around, or if you're using Malak with Revan in 3v3, make sure that Malak is second in the turn order. If you're using Malak in 3v3 as a solo, yes, Tenacity is fine. And I would still say that's overkill, but it's fine. We've looked at Vader. Why am I going to Vader again? It was a nice Vader, but he doesn't need looking at twice. These lot look fast. I'm curious how fast they are. 247. What about Nihilus? 261. Pretty fast, that. What was Triarach, just out of curiosity, as far as that you got crit avoidance or anything? Yeah, crit avoidance. Well done. I always think, I mean, my Triar's abominably slow. You've got some good mods. I keep repeating it. I like to see good mods. So, yeah, well done. Last one, I think. Nothing to really see here, unless you're going to surprise me with Tuscans. No. Okay, so we'll have a quick look at your fleets and then we're wrapping up. So let's go to ships. Let's see, you've got all the ships. You've got Executor, Chimera, Negotiator, Malevolence, Home 1, Executrix. Finalizer's a bit behind, but that's understandable. Same with Radish, you got a 7-star, but it's a bit behind because Radish, well, the capital ship leader's not geared up. So I would make them two a priority as far as just making sure they're ready. Have you got any of these new ships, just out of curiosity? You've got a 5-star echelon, so well done. I doubt you'll be counting Executors with it just because Hux is a little bit behind, but just in general, you're probably just starting to do things. And if we look at the Resistance, you've got a 5-star Fortress. So again, well done, because it's not going to do too much with them two at that gear level, but I would imagine at the very least it could reinforce and be annoying. So yeah, well done. So I'm going to leave it there. I think we've had a look at the big stuff. If there is something that I've neglected, I do apologise, but let me know in the comments and I will try to make amends somehow. Just in general, what my final thoughts, it would be your speeds are fantastic. I'm trying to think about revenues in my guild, and at least when I did his roster review last, I don't think he had speeds that well, and I consider him one of the best for speed mods around, or at least that I know personally. So yeah, you've done fantastic. What I would say, first of all, please let me know how you've got them speed mods, because I would like to farm some myself. But yeah, just in general, I think there's just finesse touches you need. I always refer to it as nitpicking because it feels that way. But there are just certain tunes, certain characters I think you do need to change this, you do need to improve this. But by and large, you're doing alright. It's like Grievous here. Grievous just needs a little tweaking, just needs crit damage and try and keep the health up, add a little speed. That's all it needs. It sounds a lot, but really it's just one mod. Just change one mod or maybe 2 mods at most to get the speed in. But in general, you're doing brilliant. You're obviously a bit behind on the GL count, but I saw most of the factions that you were going to be working on to get them. Resistance, I wouldn't say, are a million miles away. If anything, it gives you an excuse to get your Radis up. You've got your First Order look on the way, so I imagine that's what you're going for if I had to stab in the dark at which one it is. Lord Vader doesn't seem to be imminent. Bad Batch didn't really have much work. I didn't feel like Embo or anything like that were red flags to me. So yeah, I would say at the 3 GLs you haven't got, I'd say that First Order SLKR is the one you're going for. I didn't see anything that looked like you were going for Starkiller either, so that'd be another one. But yeah, the only weakness I would say there is just maybe you're a little behind on the GLs for your GP, but Again, I'm not criticising there because I think my main is 6 point something and I've only got 1. So you're doing far better than I am. So yeah, just keep it up. Whatever you got in your farming plan, stick to it. Keep farming those mods, whoever you're farming them. If you want another review in 6 months, you'll probably have 40, 50, 60 speed mods by that point. So just keep at it because I'd love to show off some more. But other than that, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching, folks. If you've enjoyed this, hit the like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We do roster reviews hopefully once a week, but if we have periods like I've had lately, they'll just be as and when I can record them. So thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now, everyone.